Hello everyone, Tommy Grammer with MyDogTrainingSpot.com. In this lesson, I will explain how to house train your puppy. In this video, we will be covering 4 different topics that are crucial for successful house training. The first one is supervision. The second, the implementation of confinement and management protocols. The third, setting the puppy up for success. And the fourth, how to deal with accidents. So let's get started. The first and probably the most important component to house training is supervision. If you are currently house training your first puppy, you may be surprised to find out how much supervision is required in the early stages to house train your dog successfully. Really, the only time you can be a little bit more relaxed with your supervision is right after the puppy has went to the bathroom. I would say the lack of supervision is probably the leading cause of lingering house training issues with an adolescent dog. We supervise the puppies for 2 main reasons. The first one being looking for body language signals that let you know that the puppy is getting ready to go to the bathroom. What you want to be looking for are the puppy turning small, tight circles while sniffing the ground. If you see your puppy doing this, you want to ask them if they need to go to the bathroom, if they need to go out to potty, whatever your phrase that you are using is. Then you want to scoop up the puppy and then take them outside to the designated area. Now, sometimes your puppy will not show you any signals. Usually they may go from a full sprint to instantly squatting and peeing, which hardly gives you any time to notice that the dog is getting ready to go to the bathroom. And that leads me to the second reason why we need to supervise, which is catching the puppy in the act. When you do catch the puppy in the act, I generally respond something like this. No, 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 no. I want to do something just enough to interrupt the puppy, but not scare the puppy. If you overreact or scare the puppy, then you may have a big problem when you need your puppy to go in front of you on the leash. So do something that's just going to interrupt the puppy and then scoop them up, take them outside, and then praise them for going to the bathroom in the designated area or whatever area you have chosen. Now, of course, you can't supervise at all times, which leads to the second most important component, implementation of confinement and management protocols. Anytime you cannot directly supervise the puppy, you will want to place them in some type of management area, such as a crate, a playpen, or possibly a puppy-proof room. All of these management areas will work, but you want to make sure that the puppy is not getting in a habit of eliminating inside those areas. This is why I generally will opt for the crate, because it has the added benefit of creating an environment in which the puppy naturally doesn't want to go inside because they're in a small confined space where they sleep. Now, you want to be using these management areas anytime you're unable to supervise the puppy inside the home. So the crate shouldn't only be used when you're away. For instance, if you are going to be cooking dinner, you're not going to be able to completely supervise the puppy. That would be a good time to put them in the crate for a few minutes until you're finished. You can give the puppy a chew toy or something to keep them busy. Now, we understand now that supervision is very important, and when you're unable to supervise, you can confine the dog to some type of management area such as the playpen or the crate or possibly a puppy-proof room. Now I'm going to give you a few additional tips that will help set the puppy up for success. The first tip that I recommend is that you schedule feed your puppy rather than leaving food out at all times. By schedule feeding, it will help regulate your dog's digestion, which will help make elimination times more predictable. A schedule feed works by placing the puppy's food down and then picking the food up if the puppy does not finish. It is generally recommended to feed the puppy 2 or 3 times a day, usually 3 times a day up until around 4 to 6 months, and then switch into a twice a day feeding. The second tip is allowing ample opportunities for the puppy to get it right. This means you need to take the puppy out often. For an 8 to 10-week-old puppy, I may take them out every hour during the day. Now, at night when they are resting, because they are not moving around, they are not going to have to go as often. With an 8 to 10-week-old puppy, they may need to be taken out initially in the middle of the night, but they should start to develop more muscle control as they mature. Now, when you do take the puppy out, you want to make sure that you are praising the puppy when they do go in the designated area. My third tip is pay attention to surface areas. Most puppies will generally be more attracted to rugs or carpet rather than hardwood or laminate flooring. So if at all possible, I recommend that you do not allow your puppy access to any areas in the home that have these type of surfaces. I would also pay attention to your playpen or your puppy-proof room and make sure that you don't have carpet on the bottom of that area. If your whole apartment or house is carpeted, I recommend placing some type of rubber flooring or laminate underneath the playpen area. The fourth tip that I recommend is incorporating baby gates, especially if you have a large home. It is much easier to supervise a puppy in a small confined space rather than trying to supervise the puppy when you give them full access to the entire house. The fifth tip involves teaching your puppy to signal you when they need to go to the bathroom. There are a couple different signals that you can teach your puppy. One way is to teach the puppy to go and sit by the door when they need to go. You can teach your puppy this by taking the puppy out the same exit door each and every time you take them out for the bathroom break. At some point, you'll notice that your puppy starts to move over by the door area, possibly sitting or sniffing the ground next to the door. Anytime you see this behavior, you want to ask your puppy your phrase that you're using. Do you need to go potty? Do you need to go outside? And then take the puppy out to the designated area. If the puppy goes, you want to praise them. The second way that you can teach your puppy to signal you is by ringing a bell. This is a pretty simple procedure. It just takes a little bit of time for the puppy to figure it out. What you'll want to do is place a bell on the doorknob, and then each and every time you take your puppy out, you will ring the bell yourself, and I usually like to let the puppy's nose touch the bell as I ring it. Now, at some point you're going to look for your puppy moving over by the bell, hopefully nosing the bell at some point. Anytime you see your puppy do this, you will ask them, do you need to go potty, and then take them out. The sixth and final tip that I would like to share with you involves carrying the puppy out, especially for an 8 to 10 week old puppy. Anytime that you come home and you bring your puppy out of the crate, I recommend that you carry them to the designated area rather than trying to have them follow you or walking them on the leash. This will help avoid the situation of the puppy going in the house on the way outside. Let's do a quick review. You will be supervising the puppy at all times in the home. You can be a little bit more relaxed with your supervision right after the puppy has had a successful bathroom break. You will be confining the puppy to a management area anytime that you are unable to supervise. And then you will be incorporating the tips that will help set the puppy up for success. If you can incorporate all these components to the house training process, you should start to see dramatic progress immediately and hopefully have the puppy house trained within a few weeks. Now, accidents are going to occur. That's perfectly normal. So let's talk about dealing with accidents. When your puppy does have an accident, you want to make sure that you do a really good job of cleaning up the area so that your puppy is not attracted back to that same spot. I recommend cleaning the area with a product that is specifically designed to clean up pet stains, such as Nature's Miracle. Whatever product that you use, you want to make sure that it does not contain ammonia, as this can actually attract the puppy back to that same area. Now, if you're finding yourself discovering accidents often, this is a good sign that you're not supervising or implementing the management protocols appropriately, and this will set back your house training process significantly. So to sum everything up one final time, you will be supervising the puppy, you will be confining the puppy when unable to supervise, you will be setting the puppy up for success, and if you start to notice that you are discovering accidents, this should let you know that you need to supervise more closely. Now, if you incorporate all these procedures, you should start to see dramatic progress very quickly. Now, it will take a few weeks before your puppy is house trained, but if you apply these principles, you should have minimal accidents during the house training process. Keep in mind that some breeds house train quicker than others, but every puppy can be housebroken. Just have patience, and I wish you good luck.